Hello and welcome to another episode of Remarks with Republicans. I'm your host, Colin. Today we have a special guest, Josh Higgins, candidate for state representative. He's here to talk about what motivates him, what he hopes to accomplish, and why he believes he's the right person for the job. You won't want to miss this conversation. Let's jump in.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3,
Yeah. Whoa, hey.
Remarks with Republicans is starting right now. For those who may not know yet, who is Josh Higgins?
Josh Higgins is I'm a veteran, and I'm a veteran who cares about the state of Illinois, and I have a wonderful family, 2 daughters and a son, and a beautiful wife, 17 years, and I want to make the state great for them.
What inspired you to run for state representative?
The assassination of Charlie Kirk was the big driving force for me. That happened on September 10th, and about 48 hours later, I was approached by somebody to ask if I'd be willing to run, and because I'm a big Jesus lover, I didn't believe anything happens by coincidence, and we decided to take the plunge, Lindsay and I, together as a team.
What's one defining experience that shaped your views or leadership style?
I do not have one specific event, but it was definitely my time in the military and being under the guidance of good leaders and bad leaders, and taking little pieces from both, and that's really how I've managed to build my leadership styles.
What are the top 3 priorities you'd focus on if elected?
Revitalizing rural communities, and I think to do that, we need to ease the tax burden on citizens and small businesses. And we need to promote faith so we have a strong moral foundation to have those new communities be built on.
How do your priorities differ from opponents?
Well, I would say that being people that believe in Jesus, we are led to be strong and bold in our convictions, and that would be the difference for me, is that every vote, every bill that I'm a part of, faith will be the driving factor in that.
What are some of the biggest challenges you see facing our district right now?
Well, it kind of goes back to some of the other things I've said. I mean, the rural communities have kind of been forgotten. In Henderson County, we have very few full-time post offices. We have very few banks. Our business districts are now just empty buildings. And I think the biggest problem we have is that Springfield doesn't really think about the rural districts. They think about Chicago, Springfield, Peoria, the big areas, and then we just kind of get left to the wayside.
What do you think Springfield could do better for a small town like ours?
I mean, I definitely think they could lower taxes. I think that helps a ton. I mean, you lower taxes, you help people like us, you help communities like what we're in right now. I mean, taxes are a big driver for people to leave or stay, and we need industry to come in. And I think that if they would work with the current federal administration, because President Trump is bringing jobs back to America, if Illinois could actually be a state that's inviting to those jobs, that would help the rural communities because we'd have more industry come back.
Many people feel disconnected from state politics. How would you keep citizens engaged and informed?
I think I would just keep doing what I'm doing. I try to go somewhere every night, 1 or 2 places a night, knock on doors, because really that's what you have to do. You have to get young people like you involved, because the next generation is what's important, right? I try to talk to my children about politics whenever I can. I don't try to lead them in one direction or the other. I do lead with faith, and I do lead with strong morals, but I think getting the next generation involved is probably the most important thing to do.
What role do you think young people should play in shaping local and state government?
They are the role. They are the role. I mean, you guys are next. You guys are going to see all the things that we've done poorly, my generation, the generations before me, and you need to, that's why history is so important. You need to learn from history, and you need to fix the problems that some of us haven't been able to fix.
What's one thing about Hancock County or our region that makes you proud to represent it?
I will say a big thing is the strong faith. I mean, the strong faith that when I've been out talking to people, I'm not shy about the fact that I believe that Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior, and I think that it's awesome that seems to be something that really resonates with all of the voters that I've talked to. And the other thing is I do think our strong agricultural, all the farmers that we have, I think that's a very important part of our district.
If elected, how will you make sure rural voices continue to be heard?
Well, I think it would be my job to be loud. As I'm sure you know, we're in the super minority in the House and the Senate when it comes to the Illinois Assembly, and I think it would be my job to be loud. And while you'll have people on the other side that are saying things, saying things bad about President Trump or about Republicans or about conservative values, I need to be that loud voice on the other side to make sure they know that conservative values built this country, and conservative values are what's going to bring this country and the state back.
What's something you've learned from this campaign so far that surprised you?
I would say, I knocked on a ton of doors to get my signatures, and I've been to a ton of events, and just meeting not the people that are politically engaged like you, Colin, but like the other people. There's a large swath of people who don't know who their state representative is. Mm-hmm. And I think that's why it's important for me to get out and meet people, because you can see a sign or you can hear a radio interview, but you really need to know who that person is. And it goes back to what you were talking about earlier about you need to be more engaged in state politics, because federal politics, while they're important, state politics affect us on a day-to-day. When there was a federal shutdown, for a lot of people that had no effect on their lives. But our state politics and our local politics, that's really what affects what happens here in Illinois.
Who has been your biggest mentor or influence?
Biggest mentor or influence? I won't go with a canned answer and say Jesus, so I'm going to actually go with my wife.
Yeah.
My wife is a strong, faithful person, and she's an incredible mother, and what she does with the youth, it's really inspiring, and I would say that right now in my life, she is the influence, besides Jesus.
How do you unwind or spend time with family during campaign season?
Well, it gets tough. Like I said, I try to go somewhere every day, and it is weighing a little bit on Vivian, which is my 9-year-old. So I just try to make time to, whether we play a game or tomorrow we're going to the reindeer farm in Canton, just to try to do things together that even if I can use it as a place to also campaign, just to make sure my family's involved and my attention's on them.
Coffee or energy drink?
Energy drink.
Cubs or Cardinals?
Cardinals.
Favorite local festival or fair?
We do a lot of farmers markets in Stronghurst, and I'll say those because I want to throw some support back to Henderson County.
Barbecue or pizza?
Barbecue.
Early bird or night owl?
Early bird.
Favorite Illinois historical figure?
I'm not going to go with the usual answer and go Abe Lincoln, so I'm going to go Ulysses S. Grant because he did live in Galena for a little while.
Favorite campaign song or walk-up music?
God Bless America, Lee Greenwood.
One word that best describes your campaign?
Change.
Dream vacation spot?
That's a tough one. I'll go Cabo San Lucas.
Alright, and final question. What's the best advice you've ever received?
Nothing worth doing is easy.
Thanks for speaking with me.
Thanks, Colin.